Okay guys, I'm back and this is the last pour for today. I did a really long one on the resin, which you might be seeing. Maybe I'll put this one up first because I haven't posted anything yet. So yeah, we can do that. Okay, first off, I need a little cup. Let me find one. Because I have a lot of white, but this is for the background. And I think I'd like a little bit of white in my pour also, but we don't put silicone in the background because we don't want the dimples in the background. So this is about right. Then we have here a little bit of white where we're going to put the silicone in. And this is a tiny amount, I think about 20 to 25 milliliters. So that's tiny. And if you're, oh, there's no silicone in this one, this is new. These two have silicone in it. This one doesn't because I just mixed it fresh. If you don't know about the millimeters to the ounces, and you don't know about the dollars to the euro, all you really have to do is click on Google, and you can put that right in, like 25 euros. And then you put dollars behind it and it will calculate it for you, and that's kind of cool. And same goes for the weights and the volumes, and same goes for the temperature, Fahrenheit and Celsius. So it's really easy to find that because I get a lot of questions. How much is this in dollars, or how much is that in ounces? And really it's a lot of time consuming for me to do when you can just easily do it on Google. Okay, this is a 25 by 25 I have here, and I want to keep it a little bit clean, so I have a greenish turquoise, a bluish turquoise, I have the burnt sienna transparent, and I have the titanium white. Now what I'd like to show you is if you're not really that far into this, let's see if I fill this one. If you're not really that far into this pouring and you're not sure, you know, if you're doing it right, I will show you a very easy way to check. The good thing to do is buy a palette knife, of course, because you can always use this. Then what you do is you put a little bit of color on a piece of paper. The paper I use is Kodak Extra Life. Get a lot of questions about that too. And I use it because it is waterproof, just like Yupo, only a little bit less expensive. Now, if you just put your colors on a piece of cardstock or whatever, and you do that, you just go swipe it, and then you do that. You will know if your paint is good to go or not. Look at that. That is amazing. I'll get you in focus there. Look at that, how beautiful that is. So you know exactly that the paint is okay. So then you can focus on, let's say, the way you're pouring, because I know a lot of people are having difficulty doing this. But the thing is that also you need to put a little bit of speed in your pouring. See, if you're just layering your paints on the canvas and not manipulating it afterwards, there won't be much cells appearing, and that might be disappointing to you. But if you have done this little test with a couple of drops of paint, and you swipe it, and you take your torch straight away, and you torch it, and you get this, then you know your paint is perfect. Then all you have to do is figure out how you're going to do a better job on pouring it on the canvas. I'll get you in real as close as I can. Look at that. Now here, those are cells. This is lacing. That's the difference. These are cells. They just pop up right through the surface, and here you have this webbing over a color. That's the difference between two. Now, if you only want this, the webbing, I'm telling you, well, good luck for that, because, you know, this happens. Why doesn't this thing just get in focus like it should? Okay. Now, this webbing is something that happens because there's a really thin film of color over another color. And the thicker those veins are, is the more color is over the color. But if you go too thick, it won't happen. So yeah, good luck getting that if you really want it. It's really kind of almost impossible to do. Okay, we're gonna fill up the background now because we know that our paint is okay. I will be using a new brush. Yes, a big one. That's a really big brush. I used it in the mixed media thing. So this works fine. And these are really cheap. You know, normally you pay, when you buy a brush, especially with the watercolor brushes, they cost an arm and a leg because they're so freaking expensive. And poor little squirrels that had to die for them. Kolinsky is a squirrel that is, well, they sort of breed those little squirrels just to make brushes. And those brushes, they cost something like, if you have a big size, they can go up to $80–90. Yeah, for a brush. If you were to buy a whole squirrel, it'll cost you like 30 bucks. But then they make a brush, and then all of a sudden, a little squirrel, you can make like 1,000 of brushes. Well, maybe not 1,000, but at least 100. So that's a kind of a business, right? And I really hate buying brushes from Kolinsky. So I know they are the best brush you can get for watercolor, but I just go synthetic. I don't know. I don't like doing that with, you know, animals. One thing I really like is, I don't know how you call those things. We call them stolp. It's a domed glass that is on a base, and then you have these cute little butterflies in them, and that looks really cute. But I just cannot bring myself to buy real butterflies to put in there because I think that is, I don't know, I can't. I guess I'm just funny like that. A lot of people will, well, they will just buy something that, you know, has real animals in it. I just can't. Got a lot of stripes going on here, but we'll see what happens. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing, though. I do want a little bit of negative space. So I'm going for not a big cup, but a medium-sized. And I think I might do 2 cups. Pull them apart like that. Pull them away. I think that'll work. So we're going to start with the one with, oh, that's not much paint, so I'll have to fill in a little bit more. Don't think that's enough. But here we add the silicone. Now, silicone is silicone. But you have silicone that is really thin, and you have silicone that is a little thicker. And dimethicone is only a different name for silicone, but the 1,000, that is the thickness of the stuff. And this one is pretty thick. It's almost as thick as the treadmill lubricant. So if you know that, then you know the thickness of that silicone. The treadmill lubricant is 100% silicone, but you do have to watch out that it says so. And that is perfect. You can use spray silicones, but I don't like it because there's too much additives in there, and when you torch it, I don't think it's really healthy to do so. I do use it though. I have used it in the past, and sometimes I'll add it to a pour, but then I'll be really careful when I warm up the paint, so as not to get fumes and inhale that stuff. Let's do white first. Everything's sticky because I just did my resin pour on here, and no matter how careful you are, you get resin all over the place. Okay, then the green stuff, and I'm going to finish it off with the burnt sienna. Oh, a little bit more on that side. Okay. And then this one. Okie dokie. There we go. And I did want to give it a little tiny swirl. So we're going to swirl this one. Just go right through it. And this one. Go right through it. Wham, like that. Now, here goes number one. Doesn't matter if it spills out a little bit. That's no problem whatsoever. And the other one. Now, it's not smack in the middle, but who cares? Okay, here we go. Just want to fill up the little scrape thing I did there. And I'll do the same here. And I want it to go over the side, especially over the corner, because I kind of like that. Now, I'm going to move it. That's really different. There it is. And now I am going to manipulate it a little bit, but only that way and this way. Not that way, maybe a little bit up here. But I don't want these swoopy cells. I want these cells to stay like they are, like this. And now I'm going to come in with something and I'm going to pull it apart. Well, no, I'm not. Let's do something else. Yes, let's do something else. I'm gonna go to town on this one because I feel like a little bit of experimentation is kind of cool. A little bit of silicone in here. A little bit more. I might really totally ruin it, so you are warned. And I don't really mind because I want to see if this can do something different. Okay, so I have my brush filled up with titanium white, and I'm going to come straight over it and pull it down. And that's what I'm going to do on this side. That's kind of new. Not totally what I was going for. Let's see what happens. Pretty, but not pretty enough. So I'm going to clean off my palette knife. And I just think, you know, when you're watching someone doing this, this is a lot of stuff that, you know, you can see how the paint reacts, and it's sort of a learning thing. So I'm doing a lot of manipulating so that you guys don't have to, but you can just watch and see what happens to the paint. I really gotta get it. I do have it a little bit exposed there. Everything's sticking to everything. That is kind of cute. I don't know where this color came from though. I guess that is the burnt sienna with the white. I think that sort of mixed in with each other. I'm telling you, I'm not really disliking it. It's sort of cool. I have to have one of my little swipey things. Need a little swipey thing. I am sort of really liking it. Oops, pulled the whole thing off. That thing. Okay, let's see if it's clean enough. Well, I'm thinking maybe if we made it, nah, let's not do that. I was thinking maybe if you wet it. No, you know what I'm thinking? If we were to do a little ring pour to pull it all together, that might be cool. Let's do that. This is just something that I really like to do every once in a while. Just go crazy on one of these canvases and see what happens. Oops, see what happens. Okay, I'll show you what happened. See that? That is disgusting. Everything's covered in paint. Well, doesn't matter because I'm doing the big cleanup later. But it's because everything's sticking to it. Oh, my glue fell over too. Okay. Can't help it. Everything's sticky. I won't do that again. First off, I'm going to clean everything before I do this again. This is a whole art thing all by itself. Look at that. Okay, we're going to swirl it around a little bit. And then I'm going to do a little pour. A little one right here. Okay, and one here, and one here. Paint is a little bit too thick for this, but well, it'll work. It'll give us the swirlies that we want. See that? That's kind of nice. I don't like this one. I like that one. I like that one. Don't like this one. So we're gonna get rid of it. So we're gonna come in here and come straight down there. And do the same on this side. Uh-oh. I gotta be really quick, guys. I got my low battery warning. That really is something that they should look at Apple, because this is not even, you know, an old iPad, and already the battery is sort of running out. I think I'll leave it like this. I kind of like this big thing going on here. I would have liked a little bit more paint on here though. I'll do that. And then I'm going to stop because my battery's out. There we go. Letting it go over the side. That's it. I'm going to leave that there. I think that adds to it. That little bit of negative space. Okay, this is it. I'm going to let it dry like this. Pretty sure about it. Yep. We're going to keep it like this. Okay, guys, if my battery gives up, I want to say I love you all to pieces, and I've enjoyed being with you guys this Sunday. And I will see you next weekend, of course, when we're going to do some more pouring. I do have to fix the corner, though. I'll just talk until the battery says goodbye, because that's not going to take that long. So I'm going to fix the corner here. make that go over the side. Smooth it out a little bit. I like it. I like this bit. That's okay. Okay, people, love you all to pieces. Liebe euch alle. Hou voor jullie allemaal. See you in the next one. Bye bye.